Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. I'm enjoying some beers right now, so it's going to be pretty interesting overall. Now, my game crashed last time I was playing the darn Parasite, but we're gonna go for it again. So, we choose Parasite. Uh, I guess that's okay. What does symptostasis do again? Okay, and base oxidation, okay. This is actually not really helping me since I am not getting anything good out of it currently. Hmm. Which is the mutation chance is a bit wacky. It might be actually better to go for something like Darwinist or genetic mimic instead of base oxidation chance to mutate transmissions. Just because you're harder to cure, and instead of symptostasis, maybe some bonus DNA when devolving. But yeah, this is more of a high risk, high reward type of ordeal, so we're gonna go with this. Our name is going to be Systemic Rash, apparently, and welcome to Plague INC. Let's start in Saudi, accelerate the game, get the bubble. Now, the parasite disease type is a rather interesting disease type overall. You start with a bit of infectivity, a lot of severity for your current level, and you have an ability to basically hide your severity and make yourself almost completely undetectable. And because we are playing on casual, we are going to be almost completely undetectable with a lot of early symptoms to get us some extra severity and some extra DNA points along the way. Now, there are two ways to play the Parasite. I think that's the one I'm playing currently. One of which is going stealthy, the other one is going full on. So both really work. The thing we're going to do is we're going to get some early symptoms, just so we get a load of DNA. That was 6 DNA from a single bubble, which I think is amazing. We're going for skin lesions. If you look at the infectivity gain from this thing, it's just insane. So we're going for skin lesions. We should be getting it right now. 6 DNA per orange bubble is amazing. We're gonna get coughing, and next up is gonna be sneezing for again a rather large boost of infectivity, and rather cheap. I mean, 5 DNA for this amount is basically me spending whatever amount on air and water. So at this point in time, we are starting to spread a bit more severely. Urban population has fallen in density, which is fine, I guess. It's going to be harder to get in places like the USA, but who cares? We got a buttload of DNA from that. So at this point in time, I know if I devolve some of the symptoms and whatnot, I can actually, how should I put it? I can get it, not noticeable with symbiosis and whatnot, and we're going to be getting a lot of that. So we're gonna start with insomnia and paranoia. Basically, because victim distrust of others make them unlikely to seek treatment or cooperate with others. Now, at this point in time, we've got a lot of severity, possibly too much. So what we are going to do is simply evolve levels of this and lower our severity to manageable proportions. That was a single DNA. That was 6. Okay, that was interesting. We need 16 DNA for this, so we're gonna get it as soon as we can. We get 2 countries, bam bam. We get basically almost no severity. We do want a bit of it, uh, and we're actually going to go completely hidden in the late game. You can also do this without going for air and water and any of those things, but it's highly advisable to do so since it might take you a very long time. As you could see, we did get a lot of DNA from abusing our severity in the early game, but we can't risk it too much. That is why I got the severity into manageable proportions. We're very infectious. We do not want to get spotted as of yet. So coughing, especially good in urban areas. Sneezing is great for infection rate. If you look at here, it's just a buttload of DNA, a buttload of infectivity, pardon. However, rash is not that good. Sweating is good for cold countries. Cyst is not that good. So we're gonna devolve that. Now in this position, I would possibly devolve sweating. Why not? So we have just the things we need. Maybe even devolve coughing. We might get lucky and get it at a later stage. Just to save us up a bit of severity. That should be sufficient amount of severity for us to spread and whatnot. Now, at this point in time, I know I'm playing it a bit too serious, but we're starting to spread via airplanes. We're spreading into humid countries. So what I want to do is instantly grab a level of water one, and since India, China, basically all countries have insects, we're gonna grab a level of insects. Boost our mutation chance a bit, boost our infectivity by quite a large margin, get a buttload of DNA in the process just from one click, and our second one is going to be birds. That's it. That's basically all we need to do. We're not really concerned about transmitting via air since we didn't get any sterilization event, and we basically got everything under control. We still haven't gotten everybody infected. We have just 10 million in the world infected, but we're going to be booming. So the thing I want to do now is, we are reaching critical mass in Saudi Arabia. At this point in time, I'm just thinking, well, I still stand the risk of getting spotted. And insomnia and paranoia is giving me real nice boosts, but do I really risk it? So we're gonna devolve sneezing, we're going to devolve hypersensitivity, and we're now on zero severity, but we get drug resistance level 1 to counter our devolutions, basically. Then we get cold resistance level 1, and now we wait. We wait to see how much DNA we get from places like India and China, so that after we finish reaching maximum population, we should start turning our lethality up by 10 points and just kill everybody in the world. That's good beer. Alrighty. We get a free symptom, anemia. We get a bit of severity from this, but more importantly, we get 2 free DNA points. So there we go. Got into Iceland. We're starting to take hold of Russia slowly. It's going to happen. The moment I touch Greenland, it's all going to be over. We're spreading quite nicely. Russia started moving a bit. Just a teensy tiny bit. And notice how they haven't even spotted us yet. Q research, no research. The moment they're gonna spot us, we're going to be so lethal, they're not going to be able to do much about this. Now we get seizures. And if I devolve my skin lesions, it's still going to be a bit severe. And I lose a lot of infectivity. So what I'm going to do is actually devolve seizures. It's too early on to have that, even though I would, love to use seizures and whatnot. I just cannot risk it at the current time. We're almost in all countries. We're just missing Greenland, really. And we're just waiting for Russia to give us a hand and get us into Greenland, which I almost did, but the ship went to the USA. And that one goes to Greenland. Now, we are in Greenland. We get sweating for free. At this point in time, I still would like to be incognito. We've done a great job so far. All we need is just to get a bit more of a foothold in Greenland, because I'm going to be very lethal in a bit. So in a country with roughly 56,000 people, I would want to have at least 1 or 2,000 maybe infected before I start killing everybody. With necrosis, it should be less than that. You should be fine, even if you do it at 100. Now we get seizures for free, and I'm not going to be playing the point the finger game with them. I'm just going to instantly get all my lethality up as high as I can and get ready to get for paralysis, go for paralysis, since we are not going to be too lucky with getting seizures and whatnot all over again. We are very lethal, and the moment we start killing in Greenland, we're going to start infecting a lot faster. Since everybody's alive, we're going to get a lot of DNA, especially with the paranoia, insanity, and whatnot. They shouldn't be able to get way too much DNA in that regard. Let's go for paralysis, and next up is going to be coma. We are going to kill them very, very quickly. We get sweating for free, so Greenland is just rip Greenland. Now we go for coma. I could go for total organ failure, but I really want genetic hardening and genetic reshuffle. 15% cure progress. That's 33. I might be able to get another reshuffle in. No more healthy people left in the world. Come on, bro, give me 33. Come on. Come on, game. One more DNA point, plus it's going to give me a bunch more than one. So they're at 15% cure research. We get this. Now we look back at symptoms, and we need to get some complexity. So since we have skin lesions, we get hemophilia. Maybe we get a nice boost in lethality as an event. Since it's the only one, we run a chance. We get a profuse bleeding symptom. We get 4 DNA, we get 6 DNA. Let's see, we are going to get basically nausea. I shouldn't have gone there, but then again, we can get cysts anyway. Well, I'm just going for complexity points right now. There's nothing else I would rather have aside from complexity. We go for coughing. We're very complex in the symptom part of the game. So we're just going to keep on going with that. What else should we get? Let's get this and this. Everything that's cheap, basically. We get a nice boost in lethality as an event. And we are going to get, let's say, diarrhea, more infectivity, slight chance of lethality. All good. We didn't manage to get that one. So, 503 days, genetic complexity complex, 9,000 scores, and yeah, easy win, easy win. Why this thing is rather hard to do is because if you play it like let's say on Mega Brutal, you cannot afford to do the thing I did. You will need to be spotted earlier on. You could do possibly the thing I did if you go another route. If you go for total organ failure, and you're going to get a bunch of cure research extra. But yeah, it's a rather hard disease type to fully master. You need a bit of time to make sure, like you could completely devolve the things that hide your severity. I forgot to do that. I would have gotten a lot more DNA the moment I got spotted. They would have started working on the cure earlier, but I got necrosis, hemorrhagic shock, and eternal bleeding instantly. That's, almost, no, it's actually better than a total organ failure. So it all boils down to luck mainly in this game. Sometimes you might get very lucky and you get everything you want. Other times, things happen. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and tune in for the next episode. Next game, we're going to be playing the prion disease, another very interesting disease type, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. So see you guys in the next episode.